Missouri Compromise of 1820, an act to authorize the people of the Missouri Territory to form a constitution and state government, and for the admission of such state into the Union on an equal footing with the original states, and to prohibit slavery in certain territories. Be it enacted by the Senate and House of Representatives of the United States of America and Congress assembled, that the inhabitants of that portion of the Missouri Territory included within the boundaries hereinafter designated be, and they are hereby authorized to form for themselves a constitution and state government, and to assume such name as they shall deem proper, and the said state, when formed, shall be admitted into the Union upon an equal footing with the original states, in all respects whatsoever. Section 2. And be it further enacted, that the said state shall consist of all the territory included within the following boundaries, to wit, beginning in the middle of the Mississippi River, on the parallel of 36 degrees of north latitude, thence west, along that parallel of latitude, to the St. Francois River, thence up, and following the course of that river, in the middle of the main channel thereof, to the parallel of latitude of 36 degrees and 30 minutes, thence west, along the same, to a point where the said parallel is intersected by a meridian line passing through the middle of the mouth of the Kansas River, where the same empties into the Missouri River, thence, from the point aforesaid north, along the said meridian line, to the intersection of the parallel of latitude which passes through the rapids of the River Des Moines, making the said line to correspond with the Indian boundary line, thence east, from the point of intersection last aforesaid, along the said parallel of latitude, to the middle of the channel of the main fork of the said River Des Moines, thence down it along the middle of the main channel of the said River Des Moines, to the mouth of the same, where it empties into the Mississippi River, thence due east, to the middle of the main channel of the Mississippi River, thence down, and following the course of the Mississippi River, in the middle of the main channel thereof, to the place of beginning, provided the said state shall ratify the boundaries aforesaid, and provided also that the said state shall have concurrent jurisdiction on the river Mississippi, and every other river bordering on the said state so far as the said rivers shall form a common boundary to the said state and any other state or states, now or hereafter to be formed and bounded by the same, such rivers to be common to both, and that the river Mississippi, and the navigable rivers and waters leading into the same, shall be common highways, and forever free, as well to the inhabitants of the said state as to other citizens of the United States, without any tax, duty, impost, or toll, therefore, imposed by the said state. Section 3. And be it further enacted, that all free white male citizens of the United States, who shall have arrived at the age of 21 years, and have resided in said territory 3 months previous to the day of election, and all other persons qualified to vote for representatives to the General Assembly of the said territory, shall be qualified to be elected, and they are hereby qualified and authorized to vote and choose representatives to form a convention, who shall be apportioned amongst the several counties as follows. From the county of Howard, 5 representatives. From the county of Cooper, 3 representatives. From the county of Montgomery, 2 representatives. From the county of Pike, 1 representative. From the county of Lincoln, 1 representative. From the county of St. Charles, 3 representatives. From the county of Franklin, 1 representative. From the county of St. Louis, 8 representatives. From the county of Jefferson, 1 representative. From the county of Washington, 3 representatives. From the county of St. Genevieve, 4 representatives. From the county of Madison, 1 representative. From the county of Cape Girardeau, 5 representatives. From the county of New Madrid, 2 representatives. From the county of Wayne, and that portion of the county of Lawrence which falls within the boundaries herein designated, 1 representative, and the election for the representatives aforesaid shall be holden on the first Monday, and 2 succeeding days of May next, throughout the several counties aforesaid in the said territory, and shall be, in every respect, held and conducted in the same manner, and under the same regulations as is prescribed by the laws of the said territory regulating elections therein for members of the General Assembly, except that the returns of the election in that portion of Lawrence County included in the boundaries aforesaid shall be made to the county of Wayne, as is provided in other cases, under the laws of said territory. Section 4. And be it further enacted, that the members of the convention thus duly elected, shall be, and they are hereby authorized to meet at the seat of government of said territory on the second Monday of the month of June next, and the said convention, when so assembled, shall have power and authority to adjourn to any other place in the said territory, which to them shall seem best for the convenient transaction of their business, and which convention, when so met, shall first determine by a majority of the whole number elected, whether it be, or be not, expedient at that time, to form a constitution and state government for the people within the said territory, as included within the boundaries above designated, and if it be deemed expedient, the convention shall be, and hereby is, authorized to form a constitution and state government, or, if it be deemed more expedient, the said convention shall provide by ordinance for electing representatives to form a constitution or frame of government, which said representatives shall be chosen in such manner and in such proportion as they shall designate, and shall meet at such time and place as shall be prescribed by the said ordinance, and shall then form for the people of said territory, within the boundaries aforesaid, a constitution and state government, provided that the same, whenever formed, shall be republican, and not repugnant to the Constitution of the United States, and that the legislature of said state shall never interfere with the primary disposal of the soil by the United States, nor with any regulations Congress may find necessary for securing the title in such soil to the bona fide purchasers, and that no tax shall be imposed on lands the property of the United States, and in no case shall non-resident proprietors be taxed higher than residents. Section 5. And be it further enacted, that, until the next general census shall be taken, the said state shall be entitled to one representative in the House of Representatives of the United States. Section 6. And be it further enacted, that the following propositions be, and the same are hereby, offered to the convention of the said territory of Missouri, when formed, for their free acceptance or rejection, which, if accepted by the convention, shall be obligatory upon the United States. First, that section numbered 16 in every township, and when such section has been sold, or otherwise disposed of, other lands equivalent thereto, and as contiguous as may be, shall be granted to the state for the use of the inhabitants of such township, for the use of schools. Second, that all salt springs, not exceeding 12 in number, with 6 sections of land adjoining to each, shall be granted to the said state, for the use of said state, the same to be selected by the legislature of the said state, on or before the 1st day of January, in the year 1825, and the same, when so selected, to be used under such terms, conditions, and regulations as the legislature of said state shall direct, provided that no salt spring, the right whereof now is, or hereafter shall be, confirmed or adjudged to any individual or individuals, shall, by this section, be granted to the said state, and provided also, that the legislature shall never sell, or lease the same, at any one time, for a longer period than 10 years, without the consent of Congress. Third, that 5% of the net proceeds of the sale of lands lying within the said territory or state, and which shall be sold by Congress, from and after the 1st day of January next, after deducting all expenses incident to the same, shall be reserved for making public roads and canals, of which 3/5 shall be applied to those objects within the state, under the direction of the legislature thereof, and the other 2/5 in defraying, under the direction of Congress, the expenses to be incurred in making of a road or roads, canal, or canals, leading to the said state. Fourth, that 4 entire sections of land be, and the same are hereby, granted to the said state, for the purpose of fixing their seat of government thereon, which said sections shall, under the direction of the legislature of said state, be located, as near as may be, in one body, at any time, in such townships and ranges as the legislature aforesaid may select, on any of the public lands of the United States, provided that such locations shall be made prior to the public sale of the lands of the United States surrounding such location. Fifth, that 36 sections, or one entire township, which shall be designated by the President of the United States, together with the other lands heretofore reserved for that purpose, shall be reserved for the use of a seminary of learning, and vested in the legislature of said state, to be appropriated solely to the use of such seminary by the said legislature, provided that the 5 foregoing propositions herein offered are on the condition that the convention of the said state shall provide, by an ordinance irrevocable without the consent, or the United States, that every and each tract of land sold by the United States, from and after the 1st day of January next, shall remain exempt from any tax laid by order, or under the authority of the state, whether for state, county, or township, or any other purpose whatever, for the term of 5 years from and after the day of sale, and further, that the bounty lands granted, or hereafter to be granted, for military services during the late war, shall, while they continue to be held by the patentees, or thereas remain exempt as aforesaid from taxation for the term of 3 years, from and after the date of the patents respectively. Section 7. And be it further enacted, that in case a constitution and state government shall be formed for the people of the said territory of Missouri, the said convention or representatives, as soon thereafter as may be, shall cause a true and attested copy of such constitution or frame of state government, as shall be formed or provided, to be transmitted to Congress. Section 8. And be it further enacted, that in all that territory ceded by France to the United States, under the name of Louisiana, which lies north of 36 degrees and 30 minutes north latitude, not included within the limits of the state contemplated by this act, slavery and involuntary servitude, otherwise than in the punishment of crimes whereof the parties shall have been duly convicted, shall be, and is hereby, forever prohibited, provided always that any person escaping into the same, from whom labor or services lawfully claimed in any state or territory of the United States, such fugitive may be lawfully reclaimed and conveyed to the person claiming his or her labor or service as aforesaid. Approved, March 6, 1820.